Okay, Herm, sorry about my PJs tonight. Doing this for you. You gave me this idea. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm no pro, but the message got across. I think it was different. People are going to remember it. And so I want to thank you for it. At any rate, here's how it kind of went. Good morning. My name is Bob Miller. You probably know my wife Tracy Miller and our whole family. We've been members of St. Paul's since 1991. We have children that grew up here. They're served on the altar, children's choir, etc. And we feel a very close bond to St. Paul's, and we feel like we have a lot of friends here. Many of you have probably seen the Republican convention where Clint Eastwood spoke to an empty chair with the idea that it was President Obama in that chair. Well, I'm about to make that look really good. So please bear with me. But what I have to do here is talk to you a little bit about stewardship through a conversation I'm going to have with a guy I'm going to call Parishioner Joe. Now, Parishioner Joe is a little bit sarcastic, and I can't be held accountable for the things that he might say. So please forgive me. I don't know what he's about to say. Welcome, Joe. It's nice to see you again. Do you mind if we, is it okay with you if we have a little discussion about stewardship? What's that? You say you just painted your kitchen and you need to go home and watch the paint dry? Okay, I get it. I promise I won't be too long. So how do you like St. Paul's, Joe? Short homilies and big donuts. Okay, you like St. Paul's for the short homilies and the big donuts. That's understandable. Well, anyway, I just wanted to remind you, Joe, about what we believe God has given us as a guide to supporting His church with time, talent, and treasure. I'll give you a hint. It's a number between 1 and 20. No, it has nothing to do with the spread in the Bears game today, Joe. The number is 10. 10%. God asks that 10% of our income goes to help fund His work. Yeah, I guess you could say that God believes in the flat tax. Yeah. Well, except there's one thing, Joel. It's not a tax. It's voluntary. It's voluntary. Yeah, kind of like Congress going to work. Exactly. Right. Okay. Guess you could say that too. But anyway, there's something else I'd like you to consider, Joe. Maybe you haven't been diligent in your 10% stewardship. That's true of many of us. I have another idea for you, something you could do. Write St. Paul's into your will, trust, insurance, and retirement accounts at 10%. Very easy to do. Just a one-page form in most cases. Your legacy goes to God, and that's great. Seriously, Joe, you're going to do it? Wow, that's awesome. You say you never liked your children anyway. Oh, you are a kidder, man. I love that about you. But the truth is, you want to be an example to them and teach the importance of recognizing God's gifts by giving 10% back to what is really His in the first place, right? So do it, Joe. 10% to God on your wills, trusts, insurance, and retirement accounts. What do you mean He didn't build that? Seriously, John, I'm not going to go there with you. I'm not going to go there. I think that He probably did help you build that. But I understand what you're saying. Joe, we know the reason to tithe has little to do with whether St. Paul's needs the money to operate. St. Paul's will be as boundless or limited as its bank account, and as God's will. The real reason for the tithe of both income and assets, if you are so called, is that we believe it is what God asks us to do. God likes to be shown by the three measurable actions of time, talent, and treasure, that when it is all said and done, He has been. He has been the most important part of our lives. Joe, will you remember that when filling out your pledge card? Do it for me, please. And will you call your advisors tomorrow and add God to your list of beneficiaries? I'll just assume that's a yes. Thanks, Joe, and thanks for loving the people, the short homilies, and the big donuts at St. Paul's.